Okay, so now we have to create this complete create post functionality. We now have the ability to upload our image to Firebase, but we also want to have the ability to add title, select category, and write some description, and then publish the post so that it could save in our database. So for that particular purpose, we have to add event listeners here, here, here. So let's go here and go to our create post page, and you could see that we have this create post. And if we go all the way over here, and then we have div, and then we have h1. So first of all, we have to look at these text input. So this is the title portion. Over here, we're going to have onChange event listeners. So the first onChange event listener is going to be like this. onChange is equal to, and then we have, which is E, okay? And then we have this set to set form data, because we have this state which is called form data, and we're going to put all of our things inside there. So we have ... form data, which is all the stuff that are initially there, and then change the title to have e.target.value. So like basically this. So we have done with our text input. Same thing goes for our selector. So over here we have this selection thing. This is also an input. So what we're going to do is right here we're going to have onChange, and then we have exactly the same thing. So we have E, and then in here we have set form data, and then we have the same thing, original form data, as well as then category is equal to e.target.value. Okay, so that's good. Now if we go down, we have this quill, React quill, where we add our description, right? So React quill. So right here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our exact same thing. So we're gonna have the onChange, and we have, this is a little bit different from the other ones. So this one has a value, and then you have like this. So you basically have set form data, and then we have form data, and then we have content :value, just like that. This is how it's actually defined for React quill. So we have all of that there. Okay, so now that's good. We could actually console.log form data. So right here, inside of our create post, we could just console log form data like that and just see it in action. So let's go back to our application, go over here on inspect, go to console. You can see right now this is our object. Let's just go back here. So right now you see this is our form data. Ignore this deprecation issue. This is part of React quill, but it's going to fix later on when they improve it. So this is not our problem. Over here, when we type in our title, suppose sample blog, you can see now my changes are being tracked, which is good. Now if I add a category like JavaScript, my category is also being added. That's good. Now, if I want to add, since the image is actually optional, but we could add it. So right now I clicked on it, it says please select an image. So we choose file, we add a random image, okay? So it selects here. If I go upload, you'll see once it's 100%, it's going to add it to the image part. And you can see this image is existing here. Great. Now you can see this image has this https://firebase storage URL, because this is being saved there. Amazing. Now we can add a small description here. And we can say this is a sample blog. Okay. Now if I look over here, this content has this paragraph tag, okay? And if you want to change this, suppose if I go here and make it h1, so you can see this has been changed to h1. Got it? And then when I press enter, now you can see that there's a break, but right now it's not added. It is added, sorry. And then we have a paragraph inside, so we could just say hi, okay? So now you basically see that it's being rendered there. So now we could track all these changes. When we click on publish, we want to have the API call that we created already and save it in our database. So let's do it really simply here. Let's remove this form data, console log, because we don't need that. And what we want to do is we want to actually go in our form, which is over here. We have the class name as flex call, and gap4. So right after this, we want to have an onSubmit event handler. Okay, so that's also pretty simple and easy to do. So what we would do is we have onSubmit like that. And then we have this. So what we have here is handle submit, SUBMIT, okay? So we have on submit, and then we have handle submit. This function has to be created over here somewhere. So we'll create it right above here. So before there's return, we have const, and we have handle submit. So we could just say handle submit, and this is it accepts this event. But one other thing is that is asynchronous, okay? Because it waits for the API response, and that's why it's asynchronous. When you click on this, you want to prevent the default reload functionality that happens when you submit a form. So prevent default like this, okay? And then we want to have a try and catch for this API call. Now, normally in the catch, we put some kind of console.log, but we have to add in some state here so that we could actually see the error, right? We could see the error message and display it. So we could call that state as publish error. Go here, and you could call this as const. We have publish, so publish error, and then we have set publish error, and then we have is equal to use state, and then we have null, okay? So we have publish error as our state. Let's go back here, and in here we could just simply have set publish error right here, and then we have something went wrong, okay? And then now we have in the try part. So what can we do here? It's pretty simple. We have const response is equal to, now we're going to use the await, and whenever you use an await, you make sure you have the async, okay? So await, and we have fetch the API call, which is basically you already know we don't have to add the extra things because we added a proxy. So we essentially have to say /API /post/create, and I believe we created this already in the previous videos. So we have to call this API that creates the post. We could put the method as post because this is creating it for the first time, okay? Then we have the headers. That could be content type application /JSON. The body could be JSON.stringify form data. And then we have over here, once we set this, we'll get a response, right, from the server. If that is good, so we could first convert it. So we could say response.json, okay? And we could put in a variable called data is equal to await, okay? So await response.json. So once you get the data, if you say if the response was okay, so if the response was not okay, you could say set publish error, and you could set it to the data.message, and then you could return simply, okay? If the response was good, so we could say if the response was okay, what you could do is you could have the set publish error, and that you could set to null. So the publish error set to null. So you understand like the process here. What we have is set publish error to data.message, right? And whenever it's good, we just set the error to null, and then we want to redirect it essentially. So when we create this, we want to redirect it to its specific page, and it could be created based on its URL. So we could use use navigate. So let's go back on the top and go import it from React Router DOM. I hope so over here we're going to have import use router. Now we're going to have use navigate, and we have from React Router DOM, and then we could initialize it. So we could initialize it right here. So we could have const, and then we have use navigate is equal to use navigate. Copy this, and then we have this thing, and right there we could just say navigate to, not posts. This is actually going to show you all the posts, and what's better is essentially navigating it to a specific page where you could see this post independently, right? Yeah. So slash, you want to have a backtick because this is going to be dynamic. It's going to be based on the new post that's created, right? So it's dynamic. So slash post, and then it's going to have the IDs or the slug because that uniquely identifies, and it's good for SEO purposes. So we have the $, and then we have the braces, and in here we could have simply data.slug. Okay, so this is there. I mean, this is super cool because this is the response we're getting, and that's going to contain a value which is slug, remember, from the database. We use it to create our, we'll create this route, but we'll navigate there, and essentially, the rest is history. So let's go and add this, and now let's see, just quickly test it out. So right now you'll see some kind of issues, but I refresh, nothing will be happening. In the same time, when it redirects, you'll 100% know that it's being stored in the database. So we don't have to open up our MongoDB. So right here, I'll say first post. Okay, this is my title. Category could be Next.js. We'll get an image like this one. Okay, so right now you don't have that console log. This is my first ever post. Okay, and then when we click on publish, we could have this post, and then we have /API /post /create. We have 401 unauthorized. The meaning behind this could be, so over here we are unauthorized to create a post. Okay, so that means let's look into this. So let's go back to our line number 66. So we're unauthorized here. So /API /post /create. So let's go back to our backend, which is right here, up on the top. So not here, right here. Okay. So we have post.controller. Let's look at that one. Okay. So we have create post. Okay. And we have the post route. So that's here. Post.route.js. So you can see over here /create. Verify user, and then we have create. So I think we're having a trouble verifying the user because it's going here. You're not authorized to create a post. It's not an admin. Okay. So let's go back here. Are we in admin? I thought we were in admin. Let me refresh this page and go to profile. Okay, we are. I mean, the admin are able to view the create post. So we could view this. I mean, we are technically an admin, but we might have some kind of issue on our MongoDB. So let's log into that just in case. Let me sign in. Let's go and log in with Google. And it's going to log into the MongoDB cloud. We go to the databases. We go to the browse collection. And over here we have for the post. And we have post title. This was randomly added by my backend. But let's go to users because we're logged into a user which is called admin @admin. So let's go here. So admin is basically an admin. It is true. Okay, no problem. Didn't add it for some reason. Let's go and sign out. Done with my Google because I'm also an admin. So yeah. And then we go to the create post. Ignore this image issue that's happening. Normally, it gives some issues sometimes like that. Okay, so we could say new post. Then we have a category, and then we have an image. That's actually optional, so this is sample post. Let's have it without the image. So let's see what happens here. Publish. Okay, so it navigated to /post, and then we have new post slug. So that means it's correct. No routes matching location. Yeah, it gave us this warning, but it added that post in our database. That's good. But why didn't it do that for that particular post? Let's explore this a little more deeply. Let's go here, sign out from here, and sign in with our admin account. So it was basically called admin@admin.com, and the password was basically admin. So we signed in as the admin, okay? And now we could go /create post, and we'll say over here, let me add an alert. So over here, we could add right here after the form. So essentially, within the form, which is right after the button, we could say if the issue was, if the publish error exists. I don't want to just see it on the console, but I want to see it in the, in the UI. So we could say ampersands. So we have like this, alert, and then we have a color, which is failure. Okay. And then we could just basically say publish error. Now, one other thing is we could add a custom class name, tailwind one. And then what we could say here is we want margin top of 5, just to have it a little spaced out from the top. Okay, so this is gonna show us the publish error. Let me just add this like this. Looks good now. Okay, so let's go back here. For some reason I got a 0. Publish error. So by default it should be null, not 0. Let's see. Okay. I don't know why, but let's keep exploring. Oh, so basically this is 2 ampersands. And okay. Now let's go back here. Now that's gone. Okay. Great. So let's from the admin, first admin post, okay? First admin post, JavaScript. This is from the admin profile, okay? So let's publish this. Okay, we're good with this as well. First admin post. Let's add it with the photo now, right? So let's go back here. So let's go back into the, it creates a good URL too with post, first admin post. Let's go here. This is home. So essentially we want to go now to the create post again. And first admin post with an image, okay? So essentially we want an image with this one. So let's go here and add an image, custom image added, okay, with this post. Okay, so now let's see this one. I added the image. Let's go to publish. It creates it, post, first admin post with an image, and all of this is being added here in the posts. Fantastically done. So first custom image added with this post. That's super cool, and it gives you by default, that Grammarly, blog photo if you don't add in the image, but generally you would have other photos as well. Okay. One thing I noticed here is that I actually added an image with this one, first admin post with an image, but it still gave me the default one. Because I add over, if I go to my posts, which is in the models, post.model.js, Over here we have a default, right? If the thing is not given. But if the image is given, right, you won't want to replace it. So we basically said here sources, yeah. So let's go back to the file input, set target, button, and this adds into the form data, and we want to submit all of this, right? So maybe, I believe I understood what was the reason behind this. It takes some time to upload the image, right? It wasn't uploaded properly, and that's why it called it. So let's just try one more time. So let's say /create post, trying to upload another image, okay? Select React.js. Now over here, I always add. When I add this, and then I have to click on the upload. I didn't upload it properly. Now, this image is completely added, okay? Okay, now check this out. Publish, and this is added. It just gives us no routes matched location, but it doesn't really matter because we're gonna fix that later on. But if you refresh now, you'll get the final post with the Firebase image. Amazing job. That is so cool. So essentially we got everything done, and we're basically now going to move on to the next part. We're going to add a post section in our dashboard. If we go to the dashboard section, so over here we want to add over here a button to show posts. So we basically want to see all the posts. If you're an admin, you can see all the posts within the application over here and manage them.